This video, I'm going to share with you the one main reason that you keep reincarnating into the 3D reality over and over and over again. And I'm going to share with you how you can break the cycle once and for all. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can break through. Keep coming back here over and over and over again. Now, first off, before I even get into the main thing, the main reason, this doesn't have to be such a bad experience in 3D. Yes, there's some things that happen. There's at certain levels, a certain level of control with the kind of information that we learn and all of this stuff. But what keeps people so attached to here is how much they actually dislike it. So many people that go through a spiritual awakening will go through a process to where then they say that they want to go home. They don't want to be here. There's so much duality. There's good, dark, light, bad. There's all of these different perspectives. And many times we get caught up in it. When we get caught up in it, we then have to continue to complete paths. We have to continue to complete certain cycles over and over and over again. Now let me say this as well. This lifetime, so many people on the planet right now have had thousands of lifetimes or many lifetimes leading up to this point right now because they understood that this was a time of transformation on the planet. And if you want more information on this, you can check out the work of Dolores Cannon, the Law of One, Bashar. There's so many different sources that point to right now on the planet is a time of transformation. And this is where we have the potential to, in the Law of One terms, graduate to a higher level density. We have the capacity to do that in this life. It is why we came here, but we might not remember it. You may have thought you came here to be an accountant. You came here to watch some football game. You came here to enjoy that part of life. And the truth is, you may have also come here to enjoy some of the things that we get to experience in 3D. Such as eating food, not becoming too indulgent with the food. There's this balance, maybe that was a part of the theme for someone's life. But in general, we came here to experience everything 3D has to offer. However, we may think that our main reason for coming here was because of this certain thing that we're doing. But in general, the reason most people are here and the reason most people would even watch this video is that you are one of the people to wake up, to remember who you are, and to help the collective also wake up. Because there's this shift in consciousness happening right now on the planet. It's been happening for about however many years, maybe 20, 30 years at a mass level to where more and more people are waking up so quickly. It's so amazing how quickly people are waking up. They may look around and say, well, what about the third world country wars and all of this stuff? But understand that this stuff happens in like an avalanche. Starts happening, you could see it now. So many more people are wanting more information on some things that have been trickled into our collective consciousness. But understand that for this process, the more aware we become of ourselves and what we came to learn, the quicker we progress through this way. Now, the one thing that keeps you reincarnating over and over and over again is when you die, if you believe that you don't believe and understand that you are source energy, and you don't believe or understand that you have a choice as to whether you come back or not, then you will fall into the old patterns and you will believe that you have to come back. Even if you don't believe in reincarnation, but you had a strong religious structure, that in a way keeps people having to come back. If you don't understand that you have your ability to choose what you do because you realize you are multidimensional, then many times you will choose to come back and you will still choose it. But you have to get to a certain level of realization. You have to wake up in order to not continue to reincarnate over and over and over again. Now there's a couple layers to this. There's also what we call karma. I'll explain a little bit about that. And the belief about karma as well, that is kind of in a way misguided. But in general, what happens is we're on Earth. This is my attempt at drawing Earth. We're all on Earth. Now, when you go to bed every single night, You project yourself, you don't really project yourself, but you leave, you're an infinite spiritual being living in a temporary human experience, and you're in your human body right now, you could say. But in actuality, it's not so much that your spirit is in your body as it is your body is in your spirit. Think about that. So the idea is your energy field goes way beyond that of your body, your physical body, but also all the physical reality. Everything is one. Everything is one consciousness. This is what the law of one teaches. Now here's the thing. Every single night you go to bed, you forget all this information, but you are a multidimensional being. You're doing things far beyond what your 3D body could, your mind could even understand. But then you get these little allegorical and symbolic dreams that you're like, oh, that was a really cool dream. But many times that dream is a metaphor of something that's happening at a higher level. Now, what happens when you die? This is from what I've read in the Law of One, from all the Bashar material, the Bashar information that's been around for like 30 years now, 40 years now. And what happens is when we leave our body, we go into a realm or a state of consciousness of what you could call the astral planes. In the astral planes, which is also where we go through at night, many times we'll be in the astral planes, or we'll go through the astral planes to get to wherever we're going. What happens is thought manifests instantly there. Thought manifests instantly. And what happens is the strongest belief you have as an individual as to who you are, your strongest beliefs will play them out when you die. And if you believe that there's a heaven or a hell, then you may create the experience that you are at the gates of heaven and you're being asked the secret password. That's what you believe will happen. I've talked to some people on certain religions that believe there's like different layers and you have to have like a secret code and stuff like that. I've heard of this before. And there's these different belief systems. Now, you might also have a belief system that you are a bad person, you feel shame or guilt, and you think that you're going to hell. Well, first off, hell doesn't exist the way that you think it does. It's a belief system. So what someone may do is they may experience the idea of hell using their own energy just until they become aware that they don't have to continue to create that. Then what will happen is they'll stop creating it. But they'll realize they're doing it. Now, the reason being is in the astral planes, things manifest instantly. Whatever you think happens. Imagine if whatever you thought happened. You thought of this, you're just there. Or something just happens. Well, in the astral realms, that's what it's like. One of the reasons we come to 3D is so that we can forget who we are. Then there's more of a learning lesson there. More different levels and dynamics, angles of learning. And we come here so that we can slow things down to experience it, because we have time to cultivate different manifestations, to think about it, to direct it in a certain way. And now on the planet, the vibration is speeding up so fast that things are happening quicker than ever. That's a part of the transformation as well. But what this is we get into the astral realms. The strongest belief we have is going to be what we experience. You may experience certain guides coming to you. In general, we all have spiritual guides. It's not just a belief system. I believe that's actually the way it works. But if somebody didn't believe in God or anything, then maybe they experience vast nothingness because of that dominant belief system. But then eventually, maybe they start to create things. They realize, oh, I'm not going to create this anymore. In general, when we pass away, we do have our guides there to assist us in the process. Read the book, what is it called? Journey Through Souls, or there's so many different books that have to do with hypnotherapy, that life in between lives and stuff like that. But in general, we have planned out many of the appointments in our own life now for experience, to learn some things, sometimes to balance out karma as well. What we put out is what we get back. So there are times that we may be putting out a certain energy, and it keeps us in a way tied into 3D reality. Now, one of the things that keeps people reincarnating over and over and over and over and over again is continuing to create karma, continuing to get mad at other people. You see, this is the thing. You come from source energy. You are unconditional love, and every single person in your life is also from source energy. But what we decide to do is we say, hey, I'm going to go to Earth. I'm going to experience it as an individual. I'm going to experience reality through this one specific lens because I think that would be very interesting. So we split ourselves off into these different segments, all these different people on different planets. Let's have this experience. Now what happens is we then get caught up with each other and we get energetically intertwined, and then something happens and somebody says something to you and then you get angry about it, and the moment you get angry about it, you create an energetic cord that then connects to the person, where then you have to play out that pattern some other way until you learn forgiveness. The key to releasing all karma is forgiveness. Forgiveness of the self and forgiveness of the other, because the other is another version of you. It's a difficult pill for some people to swallow, especially people that have been through a lot of stuff. And I get it. I'd have to accept that my ex-stepmom, who is mentally, physically, and emotionally abusive, is another aspect of me. But at the basis level, she's also part of divine source energy. She's just playing out a certain role that she forgot who she is, so she's going to have to treat people like this. So the key to reducing that karma, though, is forgiveness. If I were to remain angry at her, I may have to continue to experience something like that. And I did. Even in this life. I got out of the situation with my ex-stepmom at 15. My dad divorced her. Yay, my brother and I have freedom. We can eat like food and go play with friends, and we can go to we could do normal kid stuff. Yay. Then I go to a job okay, first I had a girlfriend, or one of my first girlfriends. She was crazy. I take that back, okay? She was very jealous and very controlling, okay? Still, she's part of source energy. She's unconditional love and bliss. But she's playing out some role where she was trying to control everything I did. So I experienced that again. Then what happened? Broke up with her. Within a week or two of breaking up with her, I got promoted to a different department at Nordstrom's in women's shoes. Go to a better women's shoe department with more expensive price point. The manager there, same type of personality. Very controlling, very manipulative. Not being judgmental, just calling it like it is. That was the experience, at least. Then what happened is I learned how to forgive, and I forgave my ex-stepmom. The moment I forgave my ex-stepmom and saw how it actually served me, I felt like I literally let go of energetic karma between us. And then that manager that should have been fired years ago because of some of the things that she said to people, all of a sudden magically gets fired. She was protected by upper management. But what happened is somehow she got caught for something she couldn't get out of, and then she got let go. Then she was out of my life. Since then, I don't deal with people that manipulate me. I don't deal with people that have that same type of personality trait. And it's been amazing ever since. So the key to releasing karma, because karma will keep us here, is forgiving ourselves and forgiving others, being unconditional loving in as many circumstances as we possibly can, because unconditional love is the fabric of who we really are at source energy. So anytime you act other than love, if you're trying to get back at someone, if you're mad at someone, then it means that think about it like this too, in your energetic field, you are mad at someone else. You got this little blob, say it's your energetic field, mad. This is what this person said. This is what this person did. Oh my God, did you see what this person said at the office? What happens is if you haven't forgiven it, it remains in your energy field. And then you have to play this out. You have to figure out how to clear this out. The way you clear it out is through releasing your karma by loving, by being in the present moment right now. I will say, though, that sometimes there's a certain level of karma, I believe. If you really, really believe in karma, I think that we're in a cycle now where we can start to let go of karma as long as we're being unconditional loving. We don't have to put so much attention on it like we used to. But in general, if you want to stop incarnating over and over, there's one more thing you have to do over and over and over again, is be more unconditionally loving. Understand this is too. This is like a school ground. We come here and we have these different experiences, and in a way it's like not lessons, but in a way it is. Are we going to react the same way we may have acted in other lifetimes or in just the past, in our earlier part of our life? When we learn how to complete the past, we no longer have to repeat the past. But in a way, it's like a school. And it's a school of learning things. And my question to you is, are you getting the lessons? I see some people that have certain type of relationships. They get out of that relationships, they complain about that relationship, they attract the same type of person in a different body, but the same type of energy dynamic, and they go through it over and over and over and over again. And I've done this in many different ways in my own life, but what I do is I become aware of it, and I say, am I just going to get it already? Are we just going to get it and stop playing this around over and over and over again? Because when you get it and you learn the lesson and then you make a new choice, a choice of empowerment, you no longer have to continue to experience that over and over and over again. So get the lessons. What is your higher self trying to show you? What can you learn? How can this make you stronger? How can you transmute the pain of the past and make it something empowering? Because most people that go through spiritual awakening have been through pain. But if you can transform it, that's what makes you wake up even more. Most people are in the autopilot mind, and that's one other reason. They're in the autopilot mind. Their mind goes through the path of least resistance, so when they go into the astral realm, they're just in that reincarnational type cycle over and over and over again. But if you become aware that you are a spiritual being having a temporary human experience, that everything in your life is a choice at some level. Even the appointments you made, someone did something bad to you, that was a choice you made at a different level for the point of experience. The other thing that keeps you reincarnating over and over and over again is experience. You just wanted to experience it here. You wanted to experience what it's like. I've heard stories also from Dolores Cannon's books that say that some souls wanted to be here just to say they were here during this time of transformation. She said that in a metaphorical type, I don't know if this is a metaphor, if this is actually literal, but what she said is some of her clients were saying that there was like this bubble around Earth and people wanted so bad to reincarnate and to come here just to be alive here right now during this transformation. And what happened is there was someone that's like, well, I don't know if there's like a gatekeeper, I don't know if there's a metaphor or what this was, but this is in some of her books. They were like, someone was like, I want to go and be incarnated on Earth. And then this person said, okay, well, the only option you have is this is what's available in this country. You're going to die at this age. It's going to be a very measly existence. It's not going to be very enjoyable. They said, I don't care. I just want to be there because I want to say that I was on Earth during this time of transformation. Think about how powerful that is. You're here right now. Not only are you here, but you're aware of this information. That's very powerful, which means that you're also probably one of the people that is meant to help other people come awake to this stuff. It's even more powerful. So it's very empowering to be here. Now, there's one other thing I want to say. I went through a spiritual awakening process in 2012. I'm not enlightened. My ego would love to be enlightened, but it's not. I'm not enlightened. Thank you, though, for those of you that do think I'm enlightened. That's very nice of you, but it's not true. I'm not enlightened. However, I do think that I've raised my vibration quite a bit from where I used to be. Now, when I did that, my whole life changed. I went from feeling like a 3 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10, with 10 feeling amazing, 1 feeling not great at all. All of a sudden, I'm feeling pretty blissed out. I want everyone else to learn about this. I said, hey, Dad, look at this. Hey, friends, look at this. This is the most amazing thing ever. I don't need to smoke weed anymore. I don't need to drink anymore. I don't need to do anything. I feel high all the time. You could do this too. You're an infinite spiritual being having a temporary human experience. Then they said, what? What are you talking about, Aaron? That sounds crazy. And I said, no, I swear, I'm not doing any drugs or anything. This is just the way it is. We're all infinite spiritual beings. And I was going on this journey of learning, going down the rabbit hole more and more. But then what happened is I started to get a little bit angry that people didn't understand me. I was a little angry. I was like, why don't they get it? Then I learned, maybe I should just express myself, not caring what people do. And now since then, it's like I don't have to sell it at all. I just express how I feel and what I think. And it's cool because there's so many people that resonate with it. However, the point of this is I felt at a certain point resistant. I was like so resistant with being in 3D. We're moving from 3D to 4 and 5D. And in 3D, it's like the game of separation. It's the duality. It's the real, everything's so physical. We're moving into a reality that's more vibrational. It's higher vibration. Now, the more you resist being in 3D, the more you might have to come back here. You have to make at peace with 3D before you can transcend it. So you might say, I want to go home. I'm a starseed. I want to go home. I want to just go back to where I came from in higher dimensions of source energy. However, unless you become at peace with where you are, you may be vibrationally attached to having to learn that lesson. You can become at peace with here. This is a beautiful place that we live in. Yes, there is there's duality. There's a certain perspective of darkness here, but it is more beautiful than you can even imagine. We have rivers. We have these amazing sunsets. We have amazing food that we can eat. We have high vibrational animals that we can chill with. We have all these amazing things on earth, but sometimes what we do is we focus on the negative, the things that have happened to us in our past, which aren't here right now in the present moment. And these are about understanding that we could start to just be here now. Hear that silence? It's being here now. We can be here now. And by being here now, we will bring more of our higher vibrational energy through. We will enjoy this process. We can start to let go of karma by understanding that everyone is a piece of the divine. The more we forgive ourselves, the more we forgive others, is the more we release that form of karma. And we can understand that we are infinite spiritual beings. Many of us have come here to wake up other people because this mass scale of consciousness shift is happening, and to help other people graduate to a higher level density, which means a level of vibration and love and connection. We're moving from the game of separation to the game of oneness and understanding that we're all connected. That's what we're doing right now in this life. That's what we can begin to help more and more people do. And the more we do that, the more we find our own vibration begins to raise, and the more our life begins to transform in a very powerful way. So, one of the things I was talking about in this has to do with completing the past. Unless you complete the past, you will continue to repeat the past, which keeps that karma going. Now, something I have is one of the most powerful meditations I've ever made in my life is on completing the past. You can read the comments on that video to see what is possible. Listen to it for 21 days. I think it'll transform your life. It'll be at the top of the description box below. Also, if you haven't already, hit the notification gear so you can see the daily vids that I do. You just have to hit that button once. I go like this for added emphasis. But I have a lot more videos coming out like this, and even different types of series coming out. The way YouTube does it is you have to hit that button to see the daily vids. So I look forward to seeing you there. As always, peace, much love, and namaste.